Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, using tarot to help you do the inner work, heal yourself, and create the life that you truly want to live. This is today's tarot. It's for all signs, and it's for Thursday, the 17th of April, 2025. I hope you're doing well. Let's get some cards out and see what's going on. We've got the richness within, something inside of ourselves where our abundance lies. What we're really good at, what we can do, how we can help others, how we can be of service to others, what we can make for others, all of that kind of thing. It could be our ideas, it could be anything that we're really good at. That's what the richness is within. We bring a lot to the table, right? We bring a lot to life, and we can share a lot with life too. Got grace as well, in the flow, feeling like the universe is on our side. So this could be a really good day for business, for tapping into our gifts, and perhaps translating that into abundance for ourselves. We have meditation. Meditation might have something to do with it. Okay. I did get the idea this morning of doing a meditation class in person rather than online, for the good people of this island. Okay. Because it's very difficult to reach people online these days. Algorithms, they're like the rage bait. And if you're not doing something that's annoying people, you don't get comments. And if you don't get comments, your stuff doesn't get out there. Ambition. So please do comment. We've got ambition. So you're ambitious. Choose wisely. And turbulence. Okay. So choose wisely with this ambition. Right. So you might have had ideas of doing this stuff before, and you put yourself out there, and then you might have got negative backlash from that. The turbulence. And so learning from that, tweaking it, how can you reach the right people for you, your tribe? Let's get some cards out, some tarot out, and see more into this energy. Delve more into this energy, the unknown. It can be scary, can't it? The moon is the unknown. It's when things aren't fully revealed to you yet. So you might have snippets of ideas and clues, and it might be exciting to you, but you don't have the whole picture. That's not the full. It's not the full jigsaw puzzle. The moon, when the moon card comes out. So it could be a little bit confused. Got the World card again. Keeps on coming up, right? End of a chapter, start of a new chapter. And then we have the Page of Swords and the Five of Cups. Are the people disappointed with you? Are the people disappointed in you? Letting other people down. Not people pleasing. Pleasing yourself instead. Doing what you want to do. So your new venture could leave some people behind. How you have been serving them, or the business you have been, or who you've been working for, who you've been helping out, your customers, in a certain kind of a way. You might need to stop doing that in order to do the new thing. And yes, they might be not so happy. There might be turbulence coming up because of that. So the moon, but you don't have the full jigsaw puzzle yet. You've just got some pieces of it. Two of materials, weigh up your options, Page of materials, and dream even more about it. So weigh up your options that you've currently got, and then go, okay, universe, give me more pieces of the jigsaw puzzle. But the Two of materials is saying, like, weigh up your options based on what you've got at the moment. I feel like you could get ahas about that. So if where you're at right now, with the jigsaw pieces that you've got, what can you choose from that, and what choices you're going to make from that? And I feel like when you make those choices, then the next bit of the jigsaw will be revealed. Like those books. Remember those books where you could make a choice, and then you were part of the story because you'd read a bit of it, and then it's like, and then they chose to go left or right, and if you choose left, then you'd skip to whatever page, or if you chose right, you just go to the next page. Those kind of books, it feels like that. It feels like we're at this pivotal moment where a choice that you make, and then you dream further on that, will unlock your next level of the jigsaw puzzle. That is your path forward. That's why the Grace card has come out, right? With the richness within. So this has got to do with like life purpose, if you want to call it that. Or, how what you're here to do, how you're here to serve. There's feminine energy behind that as well. And so be open to receiving it. It coming to you, you being inspired to do it. We need to do our bit, right, of figuring it out and being open and investigating it and investing our time in it and doing the action steps that come along, if and when action steps come along. But we don't need to figure it all out. We can receive it. It's like, okay, what's next, universe? What shall we do next, universe? Just lately, I've shifted my focus a little bit. On a more individual level, I'm thinking on my next customer, that it might be you, that I really want to help, and I'm imagining that customer and that what kind of a person can I best help and how, and thinking on that, and okay, universe, now bring them to me, bring that one to me, because I would really love to do that. The world, end of a chapter, start of a new chapter. So there is stuff that we need to do, but it might be more spiritual, and then feminine energy is allowing yourself to receive it. The world, end of a chapter, start of a new chapter, and a surprise, a surprise coming. So the universe is going to do something. That's why the grace card has come out in the flow. Like the universe is on your side. It will deliver if you're asking the right questions, but sometimes we've just got to tweak things in order to ask the right questions. Why am I so itchy today? It's weird. It's like I've got cat hairs everywhere. It might just be that, in fact. Cat hairs everywhere. The world and the tower. End of a chapter, start of a new chapter. Something falling apart was a surprise. Stripping illusions. Oh, okay. It might make you realize where you're at the moment, what you've got, what you don't have as well. It could be a shock. Some of you could be kind of knocked to ground zero kind of thing, and everything has to change, and that when that happens, it can make us feel like we're being punished, but we're not. We're being redirected to something new. It's actually easier to make changes when there's disruption. It just is. It's easier to make changes when there's disruption. Stripping illusions. So yeah, this feels like a little bit of a warning not to try and get back to where you were before and to move forward. It's the end of that chapter. If something is ended or if something is falling apart, don't try and fool yourself that you can get it back or move backwards. Page of Swords and the Five of Cups, and people are disappointed in you. Sorry to be the one that tells you that, but it happens, you know. It happens. Especially if you've been supplying people. In other words, people pleasing. Three of Materials and the Muse of Voices. But you might be working with others now. How other people can help you, and getting clarity on that. How other people can help you, gaining clarity on that. What's behind that? So one group of people are unhappy with you because you've withdrawn from that. But you're bringing in new people to work with, put your heads together and gain clarity on it. Feels like, what do you call it? When you join a group of people, say business people, to take you to the next level, mastermind. It feels like a mastermind group or that kind of thing. There's healing energy behind that as well. Interesting. It'll heal you. So being around the right people. Now, this has got the energy of you were in the wrong room. You weren't around the right people. You weren't around people that could help you. You were helping a lot of people. Like I said, it feels like a supply situation. You get yourself into a supply situation. If you're the most capable in the room, the most intelligent in the room, the most whatever in the room, you're in the wrong room. You should be in rooms with people that can help you too, and people that you can help. And so when you find yourself in the wrong room like that, for sure you'll have been supplying them. That's when it feels exhausting, right? When you're the only one that's giving and you can't receive anything back from them, you're in the wrong room. And so when you move from that room, of course, the people that you've been supplying are not going to be happy. But you do need to stop people pleasing like that. And stop being willing to give your energy away. Now, let's get into the masculine and feminine energies. Romance, perhaps, but definitely masculine and feminine energies. Balancing it up within ourselves. Where are we in the whole world? with regards to this at the moment. Nine of Pentacles, single independent. Yes, that's where we're at for sure, right? You know, something interesting. I don't know whether this is true or not, or whether it's just some BS that someone put online that I happened to read. But, so it might not be true. However, it kind of hit me that apparently there was a study done on rats many, many years ago. And they put a whole load of rats together and then observed them and what happened. And what happened at first at this rat society is that they procreated a lot. And so the number of rats grew massively. And then it hit a certain number and kind of stopped. And then the alpha male kind of a thing changed to the young, best looking rats, healthiest rats, were kind of taking over, and then the female rats pulled back and stopped procreating with them. Then the male rats turned homosexual, and the numbers were declining. And I don't know whether this is real or not, right? But it's very interesting, isn't it? With what's happening at the moment with human beings. So it might have just been something that someone made up. You know, there's all kinds of things on the internet, right? But Three of Pentacles, learning, teaching. And we've got the Eight of Cups, which is about leaving behind an emotional attachment. Right, so the Nine of Pentacles, single, independent. Learning to love ourselves and be independent. Sure, sometimes it's a trauma response, but it also makes us very healthy as well. If we're happy by ourselves and we can create the life where we're happy and we're self-sufficient in our hearts. Not completely self-sufficient, of course. We need friends, we need love from outside, but it doesn't have to be through romantic relationships, especially if they're not supplying love and getting our needs met from them. So Nine of Pentacles, single, independent. And then the Five of Voices and the Knight of Voices. So this is internal conflict about rushing forward. In other words, this is like, I'm happy where I am, so I am reluctant to get into anything, to rush into anything at all. I'm careful. I think that's a good way to be. I'm very careful about rushing into anything when it comes to relationships. Divine timing, happy to wait for divine timing, because God, we've got a lot to lose. We've got a lot to lose when we're in that Nine of Pentacles energy, right? We want someone to come and add to our lives rather than disrupt our lives, right? And so be careful who you let in. Be it friendships, romantic relationships, anything, be careful who you let in. Three of Pentacles, learning, teaching of happiness, about your happiness. So we learn about ourselves, don't we? We go through life and we learn more and more about ourselves, of what makes us happy and what makes us unhappy, or what adds to our energy and what detracts from our energy. And so using our emotional guidance system, really feeling into ourselves, doing those check-ins. Have you seen those memes that I put out on social media, the daily check-in? Using those, or just like checking in, how am I feeling at the moment, what do I need? There's different prompts that I put up each day for that. But really knowing ourselves like that and tuning in, not numbing out anymore, not using those things that we use to numb out, like alcohol and food, whatever it is that you use to numb out, and choosing to be with it, be with the feelings. It's not that scary. I mean, I know I used to use alcohol a lot. And it was because of trauma and an anxiety that I've got. The anxiety is still there, but it's not overwhelming. It served me. Alcohol served me while I was using it to allow me to function and be open in an amount of anxiety that would have me completely closed down if I didn't use it. But I've grown beyond that and to a place where I'm happy with myself and I can deal with the anxiety. I don't need to numb it. It can be there and I can deal with it in much healthier ways in myself. Interesting, at the moment I'm going through this. I had a skin infection on my leg, and so while I'm healing, really listening to my body and doing a lot of healing work on myself, And my body is saying, like, you're just doing too much. You're doing too much, and, you know, not giving myself time for my body to heal and recover properly. And I'm really listening to that. And so the last I think it's been like 5-6 days now, where I've been doing very little exercise. And this morning I went for a pool swim this morning, so I can't do nothing. I've got to do a little bit, but really listening to my body. Because I've lost, you can't really see it, but I've lost a lot of hair, and your hair falls out 3 months after the stressful event. Well, 3 months ago it was New Year, and I knew at the time, right? I got norovirus on New Year's Eve, and I contracted it, or the symptoms started after a rehearsal for a New Year's Eve show that we were doing, a Muay Thai show that we were doing, and I was part of that, and me training was part of that too, as like a demonstration. And so after the rehearsal, I came home and I was very, very sick, but I didn't want to let them down, you see, and so I went to the thing, and I was really sick. Hey, I was dreadful, and I was like, I had no energy, but I did it. And then the next few days after that, I was just in bed, just recovering, right? And 3 months later, my hair's falling out. So it's like, I don't need to do that. I don't need to stress my body out so much. I'm allowed to let people down. Just really listening to myself. I mean, if I'd listened to myself, that I wouldn't have done that show, but I really wanted to be part of it. I didn't want to miss it. Anyway, Three of Pentacles, learning about our happiness, learning about our energy, really listening to it and being present with ourselves and listening to what our body especially has to say. Reunion of souls. Because on a personal level, what I've learned too in the last few days is, you see, hair, especially hair, if the body has got a lot to do, like sorting out a virus, healing, whatever, it's 3 months later that it falls out, or you get those changes, grey hairs or whatever it is that happens with your hair. But it'll put like hair growth and nail growth like at the bottom of the list, right? Your body, if it's got something to deal with, and that's why it happens. And we only get the feedback of that 3 months later, but it's not true. You see, I got the feedback in the moment. I got the feedback in the moment. And instead of trying to rush back to things and doing so much and adding, you know, hypertrophy onto it, building muscle and all of the exercise that I do, while my body still hasn't found that center, and my immune system is like, oh my God, she's doing even more now, is like listening to myself instead. I'm getting better at that, because I recognize that we can switch one addiction for another, one numbing agent for another, right? My exercise, it can be a numbing agent. And so I'm trying not to do that anymore. Anyway, Three of Pentacles and the Sun. So we're learning about our happiness and the reunion of souls. Someone comes from that. We draw our people toward us. So Eight of Cups, there's something to let go of, which is an emotional attachment. If you need help with that, get yourself an energy healing from behealing.com. I can see what's in your energy, what you're attached to, and clear it out for you as well. Or a breakthrough coaching session so that you're consciously with me at the time going through it all too. Would love to help you. Now, what is it about? It's about the Star and the Ten of Materials. So your wishes for the happily ever after. The Ten of Materials, building something up for yourself. So this is like house, family. There's wishes for material, tangible, kind of a lifestyle thing, but you've got to let go of that. So if you've got to let go of an emotional attachment to that, to hopes of building something up like that, it means that the picture that you are trying to manifest, the how you think you're going to get there or what it is, isn't quite right for you. It's not truly what's in your heart. It's not truly what makes you happy. So there's a bit of a redirection going on here. It's like what you've been asking for isn't really right for you. I know for myself, I was getting the guidance that I was going to win something big, and I didn't. And then when I really checked in with myself, I realized what I was asking for was, or me thinking, I didn't even ask for it. I was given the guidance that it was going to happen. But checking into that, it wasn't instigated by me, not recently anyway, many years ago, yes. But when I check into it, it's like that. It's not really what I want, it to be independent and to be able to provide everything for myself. That's not really what I want. What my heart wants is to be in this loving community and in my feminine energy more and receiving. And it might feel like a win is receiving. It kind of isn't though, is it? It's a receiving one time and so that you can be self-sufficient. It's not exactly, I can feel that it's not in alignment with who I really am, which is building a community. I'm so happy on this little island because of the communities that we have here. And I've really opened up to being loved properly and loving properly and very selective about who I interact with here as well. And it's that is my growth path rather than the hiding away and being able to provide for myself. Anyway, just something to think on. So it's that kind of an energy. It's like there's something to let go of here. What you thought is what you want. It might be a fear-based thing, or it might be a something like the example I gave, which is not really for my highest growth, because we've got growth, teaching, and forgiveness behind that. Growth, teaching, and forgiveness. So you're learning more about yourself. Think about it from your higher self's perspective. Get a reading on it because I can tap into that too. But from your higher self's perspective, it wants your growth. It doesn't want you to avoid your growth, right? And so what would actually be the most growth for you, especially in this section, which is about masculine and feminine energies? If you want to be more in your feminine energy, and what you've been asking for is a very masculine energy kind of thing. Not in alignment, is it? It's not in alignment. So think more from your higher self perspective about your growth, and you might figure out why you can't exactly have what it is that you've been asking for in the way that you've been asking for it. There's something better for you, which will have more of your heart's desires in it than that. How best to deal with these energies today? Interesting. Reciprocation. Generosity, reciprocation, giving and receiving, community, it coming back to you, that being with other people in community or in relationships, and that flow is what brings joy into our lives, right? And it's tricky it seems to manifest that at the moment, but we're on the growth path to it. And it's not all about them, it's about us too. That's what I've got for you. Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to click like before you click off down there. Click that subscribe button if you're new as well. And let me know, what has this brought up for you? Where have you been headed? And has it not been manifesting? And are you learning on an even deeper level to listen to yourself, listen to your body, listen to your energy and what it's asking of you? Have you neglected your growth path, and do you need to consider that even more? We're not here to manifest an easy time of it, but to grow. Well, there you go. If you'd like more, visit my website, behealing.com. I'll pop a link for it up there. Book yourself in for a reading or an energy healing or a breakthrough coaching session with me. And while you're there, sign up for my free class. You'll see that there's a link to it there. You can click that and put your name and your email address in when the window pops up. Well, have the best day ever, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.